Section 95 of 15,000 Useful Phrases by Grenville Kleiser. Read for LibriVox.org by Joe Brenneman. A painful thought was flooding his mind. A pang of jealousy not unmingled with scorn. A patience worthy of admiration. A perfect carnival of fun. A perfect crime of clumsiness. A piteous aspect of woe. A portent full of possible danger. A potion to be delicately supped at leisure. A powerful agitation oppressed him. A prevailing sentiment of uneasy discomfort. A prey to listless uneasiness. A profound and absorbing interest. A profound and eager hopefulness. A profound and rather irritating egotist by nature. A prop for my faint heart. A propitious sky marbled with pearly white. A protest wavered on her lip. A puissant and brilliant family. A queer, uncomfortable perplexity began to invade her. A quick flame leaped in his eyes. A quick shiver ruffled the brooding stillness of the water. A quiver of resistance ran through her. A remarkable fusion of morality and art. A random gleam of light. A rare and dazzling order of beauty. A rhythmical torrent of eloquent prophecy. A river of shame swept over him. A sad inquiry seemed to dwell in her gaze. A satisfied sense of completeness. A secret sweeter than the sea or sky can whisper. A sensation of golden sweetness and delight. A sense of desolation and disillusionment overwhelmed me. A sense of infinite peace brooded over the place. A sense of meditative content. A sense of repression was upon her. A sentiment of distrust in its worth had crept into her thoughts. A sheaf of letters. A shimmer of golden sun shaking through the trees. A shiver of apprehension crisped her skin. A shuffling compromise between defiance and prostration. A sigh of large contentment. A sight for the angels to weep over. A skepticism which prompted rebellion. A slight movement of incredulous dissent. A smile full of subtle charm. A smile of exquisite urbanity. A soft insidious plea. A soft intonation of profound sorrow. A soft suspicion of ulterior motives. A solemn glee possessed my mind. A solemn gray expanse that lost itself far away in the gray of the sea. A solemn utterance of destiny. A somber and breathless calm hung over the deepening eve. A somewhat melancholy indolence. A somewhat sharp and incisive voice. A sonorous voice bade me enter. A soothing and quieting touch was gently laid upon her soul. A sort of eager, almost appealing amiability. A sort of stolid, despairing acquiescence. A sort of stunned incredulity. A soundless breeze that was little more than a whisper. A spacious sense of the amplitude of life's possibilities. A staccato cough interrupted the flow of speech. A state of sullen self-absorption. A steady babble of talk and laughter. A step was at her heels. A stifling sensation of pain and suspense. A stinging wind swept the woods. A strange compound of contradictory elements. A stream of easy talk. A strong convulsion shook the vague indefinite form. A strong susceptibility to the ridiculous. A subtle emphasis of scorn. A sudden and stinging delight. A sudden gleam of insight. A sudden uncontrollable outburst of feeling. A superabundance of boisterous animal spirits. A supercilious scorn and pity. A super-refinement of taste. A swaggering air of braggadocio. A sweet bewilderment of tremulous apprehension. A sweet, quiet, sacred, stately seclusion. A swift knowledge came to her. A swift, unformulated fear. A swiftly unrolling panorama of dreams. A tangle of ugly words. A thousand evanescent memories of happy days. A thousand unutterable fears bore irresistible despotism over her thoughts. A time of disillusion followed. A tiny stream meandering amiably. A tone of arduous admiration. A torn and tumultuous sky. A total impression ineffable and indescribable. A tragic futility. A treacherous throb of her voice. A true similitude of what befalls many men and women. A tumult of vehement feeling. A tumultuous rush of sensations. A twinge of embarrassment. A vague and wistful melancholy. A vast sweet silence crept through the trees. A veritable spring cleaning of the soul. A very practiced and somewhat fastidious critic. A violent and mendacious tongue. A vivid and arresting presentation. A waking dream overshadowed her. A weird world of morbid horrors. A well-bred mixture of boldness and courtesy. A wild vivacity was in her face and manner. A wile of the devils. A wind strayed through the gardens. A withering sensation of ineffable boredom. A wordless farewell. End of section 95. This recording is in the public domain.